How do you stop being the nice guy or get rid of the nice guy syndrome? Be nice because you want to, not because you want a reward. Gain the courage to be disliked. Decide what you stand for. Making that decision will alienate people and you have to be okay with that. Don't just bend over and agree with people for the potential prospect of sex. Have integrity. Get a life, do things for your own sake, gain your own stories. Those will be the things that attract quality people, whether they be friends or lovers, into your life. Stop looking at women as a transaction. You are specifically being nice and expecting things in return. If you are a nice person, be nice to everyone. Treat people you are interested in as human beings, treat them like you would a friend, and most importantly, respect their boundaries, and if they reject you, move on. Former nice guy here. The first thing to know is that advertising yourself as nice is like selling a car and putting in the ad in big bold letters "has all four wheels." Being nice isn't a feature. It's the bare fucking minimum. Second, it doesn't matter if you're a short ugly chud or the world's most handsome trillionaire. No one has to like you. Not a single person. You can give someone $1 million and they still might think you're a jackass. No one owes you respect, and no one owes you romance. Third, take the hint. If someone says no, move on. It sure sucks to be rejected, but it sucks worse to be a weird remora type pining over someone who doesn't have feelings for you. Fourth, romance isn't The Sims. There isn't a red romance bar that turns green as you do nice stuff for someone. If someone likes you, they'll tell you they do, or they'll say yes when you ask them out. Fifth, the only word that explicitly means yes is yes. If you ask someone out and they hem and haw or have an excuse for every contingency, that's probably a no. Whether you like it or not, a lot of people hate confrontation and don't want to lose someone they actually thought was a friend. See point 3. Lastly, and related to the above, rejection sucks, but is absolutely not the end of the world. Sulk for a day or two, then get back out there and try again. Or take a break from it. You don't have to have a significant other, and there are advantages to single life. Anecdotally, I've found that it's when I'm not actively trying to get with someone that I do the best, romantically. Some people can sense desperation, and it's a big put off. Edit. Why are the other commentators being dicks? This person is asking how to improve their life and attitudes and you're telling them they can't? Fuck off with that bullshit. Edit 2, added point 4. Edit 3, added point 5. Stop making nice future sex partner specific. Just either be nice to everyone who deserves it or don't be nice to anyone at all. Don't confuse nice guy with good person. Realize that nice guys are actually insincere. Saying yes to everything, agreeing with everything and everyone in an attempt to be liked, only serves to tell others that you're not sharing your true feelings with them. In short, accept that being the nice guy is just another way of being fake with others. You're not showing people who you really are. Don't be nice, be genuine. If you like something, say it. If you don't like something, say it. People are generally fine with it and will respect you more for it, as they know where they stand with you. They'll either like you or leave you. Which is exactly what happens when you're a nice guy anyway. But at least this way you're being true to yourself and others. Accept that nobody owes you anything for being nice, and if that you're just being kind for a reward, then you're not really a nice person at all. Stop hyperfixating on one romantic interest. Most of the nice guys I've met and talked to have one person they're trying to woo. They focus all of their efforts on being what they think this person likes. Quite often they build this person up to be a saintly angelic figure only to let themselves down when that doesn't match with the person they actually are. Instead, focus on yourself. What are your best qualities? How do you show them off or make them better? What are your worst qualities? How do you work on fixing them? It is way easier to catch fish with an attractive lure than to spearfish a specific one. Especially when that specific one isn't as great as you're building them up to be in your head. It depends on what you mean. If you're talking about the kind of nice guy that girls hate, it's because they aren't actually nice. It's great to be nice, it's even okay to be extra nice to someone you're interested in, but you shouldn't be nice to someone only as a condition of a romantic relationship. Quote-unquote nice guys are the ones who will call a girl beautiful, and then when she turns him down they'll say she's a bitch. Don't be that guy, be nice to everyone because it's a good thing to do. If you're talking about the kind of nice guy who can't get dates, it's because they're usually shy and passive. Being nice is the only good thing about him. Be confident. If you like someone, ask them out, and if they say no, move on. Easier said than done, I know, but it's better than obsessing over someone from the shadows. TLDR, don't be a nice guy, be a nice guy. To quote Sondheim, nice is different than good. The difference is that nice guys are nice because they want something. Good guys are nice because that's the right way to treat people, whether or not they have something you want. Be a good guy. Be kind and considerate, with no expectation of anything in return. Be authentic and open about who you are. If a woman isn't into you, that's a good thing because it means she wasn't a good fit for you anyway. When a woman is into you, it means she likes you for you, and not just because you were nice. Understand that people don't actually like the fawning sycophant. It comes across as creepy, transactional, and manipulative. If I go out of my way to be nice to you 10 times, that's worth sex, right? It either drives people away or will attract someone who will use it to manipulate you, often without the nice. People like it when they're the center because they turn heads when the people around them have their own goals and are on their own paths, but those paths just always keep circling back to them because they're especially interesting. Being the center because someone wants something out of you isn't a great place to be because once their craving has been satisfied they have no interest in you as a person. I have no interests of my own except for you, is really creepy because they're going to be switching between begging for things and disinterest. I started having success when I switched from the nice guy to the fun guy. I go out, have fun for myself, and then if other people want to join, that's great and we can have fun together. I work for myself, but if an interesting girl tries to wrap me around her little finger and I'm amenable, much of my money is now spent on her. I still have my own interests, though. There's a strong foundation there because the characteristics can be relied on because they're fundamentally for me, so I can be counted on to keep working and keep having fun and keep moving forward. Realize that people aren't vending machines. Putting nice doesn't mean you get whatever you want out. Be genuine in your interactions with others. Instead of being nice, be kind. Stop prioritizing others' approval over your own needs. Set boundaries and stand up for yourself, knowing that true respect comes from mutual strength, not constant agreement. See women as complete people, with thoughts, and aspirations and feelings and ideas and interestingness completely independent of you, or any man. When I was a teenager I had the nice guy mindset. It was largely due to the fact that I believed I was a good and valuable person yet had no success with getting a date. I figured that there was no good reason girls had to not like me, so it must have been a problem external to myself. It must have been because the women only like assholes or because Chads take all the girls rather than because there was a problem with myself. It's painful to acknowledge that you have failed or have flaws, so I tried to find external reasons instead. The truth was, my lack of confidence and inexperience with women meant I was super awkward and unlikable. Once I assumed the locus of control for my own issues, I was able to recognize and address them. If someone never moves their locus of control from outside to inside themselves, they'll never be able to recognize and address their faults. If you often find yourself thinking things like everyone's out to get me or they don't like me because they're jealous / a bitch / stupid, then you may be failing to recognize that issues exist within yourself. Being nice isn't a bad thing, it's a base level of decency. It's about adding confidence, setting boundaries, and finding your own passions. Be someone you're proud of, not someone just looking for approval. There's a huge difference between wanting someone to be happy and wanting someone to give you what you want. Set boundaries, prioritize self-respect, and assert your own needs. I think you're asking the wrong question. With all due respect, and I genuinely say this trying to be helpful, not mean, consider trying to be more interesting rather than less nice. I've had friends describe someone they hung out with as too nice, but when I asked them more about it, it seemed like the real issue was that they were boring. Trying to be nice sometimes turns into agreeing with everything and not showing enough of your own personality. Just my 2 cents. It's actually simpler than you think. Here's how the nice guy syndrome works. 1. You have an urge, want or need that you want to act on. 2. You think how other people would perceive you had you acted on that urge, want or need. 3. You make your choice based on number 2 instead of number 1. Getting over nice guy syndrome is simply choosing number 1 over number 2 instead. It's picking your wants and needs over your image through the eyes of others. Changed my life, and it will change yours. One thing that leads to that destructive way of thinking is expecting women to fall for you just by virtue of being nice, which in itself is a very bad principle to be living by. Be kind for the sake of being kind, without expecting anything in return. And also, women are people too, so treat them just like how you would treat other random guys. There's a whole book about it, No More Mr. Nice Guy. Just read it. You should know your priorities first and say no to other things that came in that way until it's an emergency. Put yourself first. If it feels wrong, keep away from it. That includes people. Therapy. And with the right therapist. And maybe accept that not all women are going to like you. They don't have to, just like you don't have to like them. Even as a woman, it took an entire year of off and on searching on dating sites to find someone I think might be a true honest-to-God match for me. Even then, he does have his own issues to work out just like I do. Honestly, nice guys (TM) are just people with emotional regulation and an incomplete view of reality. That's why they react so emotionally to things they care for, but in a weird twisted way, usually influenced by pop culture movies. They don't have real-world experience, so how they perceive the world is super romanticized. How you can get rid of nice guy syndrome is to genuinely meet people, talk to them without trying to get anything in return. This won't get rid of it entirely, but it'll help. I came close to falling into this myself. It took someone telling me. Being nice has nothing to do with it. You lack confidence, you lack self-esteem. Work on those things and you'll find yourself getting more attention, I promise. People don't date assholes because they're assholes, they date assholes because they're very confident. This person was not wrong. I started to work on myself and got more attention. I ended up going on a few dates too. Now I'm not perfect and still struggle with low self-esteem, but I'm not that nice guy anymore. The funny thing is, people tell me you're one of the nicest people I know and they don't see me as the nice guy. Also, a big thing I learned is the difference between aggression and assertiveness. It's okay to be assertive. Set boundaries, and if people try to cross those boundaries, it's okay to be stern and put your foot down respectfully. This doesn't make you mean or an asshole, it's communication. Don't hold in your frustrations to be nice, that's not healthy. Communicate. Don't let people walk all over you. Everyone else here covered the whole don't expect a reward/sex just for being nice stuff. That honestly should be a given, but some people don't see it that way. I wanted to cover more of the emotional side of nice guy syndrome. Work on yourself, don't blame the world or women for your dating troubles, communicate, be confident, and don't be afraid to put your foot down when needed. Trust me, you can be nice and not be a nice guy and people will love you. Nice guy as a pejorative is misnamed. Nice guys aren't rejected for being nice. They're being rejected for not having confidence or any substance behind them. As someone else said, nice shouldn't be your most distinguishing feature, it's the bare minimum. Of course be nice. But be interesting. Have convictions. Have purpose. Of the people I know, if the first thing that comes to mind when I think of them is how nice they are, they're usually not very interesting people. Get fit. Groom yourself. Smell good. Most important things. Don't talk in double entendres. Don't be creepy. Nothing wrong with being a nice guy. We should all strive to be that. It's just when men weaponize that phrase and their actions, that's when it becomes super cringe. Other people have said it better than I could, but, like, just be yourself, dude. If you're genuinely kind because you value people, want to make the world better, whatever, and you don't have any expectations of being rewarded for that niceness, you generally won't be, FYI, that will come across. If you aren't an authentically kind person and you're acting nice because you want something, that will come across, too. By having boundaries and a sense of self-worth, and by starting to do genuinely nice things rather than doing it for an expected reward. Being nice is the bare minimum, it's not some extra feature. You're supposed to be nice to everyone always, not just the women you want to have sex with. Trying to buy people's affection with doing them favors and being nice to them is not the way to go. Have your own life, your own hobbies, wants, desires. Learn how to take a no and move on, and also learn how to say no. Impress yourself, not others. You're not a circus clown, the only person you truly have to impress and compete with is yourself. Nobody likes a desperate tryhard, and trying to impress people with things will only attract superficial, shallow people. Remember, what you put out in the storefront is what you will have buyers for. Be an actual good person, not someone who has carefully crafted a nice guy, TM, persona over a shitty personality so he can complain about how women won't pay him any attention even though he's a nice guy, TM. Be yourself, do things you enjoy, treat all people with respect and decency as fellow humans. Stop caring if people approve of you. Most people suck, and that's just how it is. Find people you care for and be good to them. Don't be a people pleaser. Show your intentions upfront from the beginning. If you want to date her, don't pretend to be her friend only. That will only keep you in the friend zone anyways. You don't. Why would you want to be an asshole? Just to get a girl who thinks you're an asshole? Usually, the nice guys just need more confidence and to be a tad bit more outgoing. Do not get rid of the syndrome, be true to yourself and others will notice. Spot texting good morning if it's not being reciprocated. Find things that matter to you and prioritize them. Nice guys as described usually don't have much going on, so they glom onto others to be supportive or interested. Become interesting yourself. It sounds easier said than done, but it's not. You just gotta do your own thing, even if it means playing games or watching TV. Let people who are similar to you discover you. You'll enjoy your relationships much more when they are based on true character. Stop apologizing for everything. List the things you want from a person and then be that person. You will naturally attract them.